Let's give it up for Josh Menchions.
Give it up for Tyler, everyone. And everyone in the community you see tonight, give it up for them. And now I'm gonna make fun of you all.
I'm having a dark first. Wait for me.
Alright, I'll wait for you, Tyler. I'm just gonna hold my breath. I don't mean anything, Tyler, because you just like gonna make fun of everyone. Buddy, he went outside. Didn't even put the timer out for me, Tyler. You're doing such a good job, buddy. I'm burning him before I even get to the jokes. Alright, what did I write down here? Alright, Tyler, yeah, Tyler Hill. Tells people not to hold the end of a mic, but does it himself anyway. Really setting an example there. Ed, don't worry, buddy. I can be your friend. That way you don't have to play with you so much. Eric, that was the computer from a so was the reason why I asked you to wipe it. Lonnie, right out the gate, ripping on Eric. Fucking calling him out for being bald. It's not his fault, man. Come on. Thank you. But I also like your kickback cops. Make me feel like we're soothing it to you on an episode of Cops. Katie, bragging about being related to some people we've never heard of. Peter, I can't believe you didn't immediately get out of that chair. That chair fuck you.
So is yours.
You're not wrong, Mike. You're not wrong. If I were to stand up right now, I'd be really close to you underneath my Aaron really has nuts on the mind. And I always had to say at least one racist thing.
That's true.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of, buddy. Tyler O'Day, really blending in with the Peter Avery crowd. While wearing pajamas. Also, I love the warning that the joke sucks before he tells it. See? You commented on Tyler, want to be laid off, Jordan. I'm going to Toronto with him this weekend. So now I have something to worry about. And Taylor started off talking about murdering women. Instantly making all the women in here feel very, very comfortable. Do not approach Taylor. I don't believe that's everyone. Well, I guess I'm keeping track of my own time.
Josh, I haven't tied it.
Oh, thank you. At least someone's looking out for me. Alright, I'm gonna take it off now.
Give you light at 15 and 2.
No, let me at 20. Or 19, I don't know, I haven't started yet. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Oh, there he is. What up, Tyler? Thanks for starting the timer, buddy.
Was it like 5 minutes? 1 minute-ish?
13, 11:35. That's the 15, so.
Tyler really knows how to tell time. Thank you, Tyler. Believe it or not, boys, I used to be a good little church boy. Can you believe it? Yeah, Ed, by the look at your face, you can't believe it. I can't believe it either. Please wait until I tell you why. I was in high school, and I was hanging out with this girl and her friends. I really liked her, right? She was cool. But she was the religious type. Yeah, I don't know. But I still like, you know. So one day, I was working out, and I love to work out in the gym, right? And I tried the treadmill for the first time. You know, I know it sounds weird, hearing that from a guy in a wheelchair, but it just shows how ignorant you really are. So I tried out the treadmill for the first time, did not fall on my ass. I'm like, great, this is awesome. It's another way for me to work out, fucking loving it. But I told her and her church friends, and they went wild, man. They loved it. They're like, dude, this is so inspiring. I'm like, alright, whatever. But she asked me to come to youth group. Every Friday they had a youth group, and of course I said yes. Why? Because I wanted to little did I know, 15-year-old me didn't know that church is the hardest feeling. I learned that one the hard way. So I started to go to youth group, you know, having a good time. And the pastor heard about my treatment story. And again, so inspiring. And so he asked me, he came up to me one Friday, he said, hey, can you tell your story at Sunday service? I said, what story? He said, the one about the treadmill. And I seen the woman, the girl that I liked, paying attention, and of course I said yes. Right? Why? Because I want that. So I go to church, and I get up there, and it's a really big service, like a church crossover. Like they bring in the people from another church in these buses. It's not really weird, but alright, I didn't know like that. And I'm thinking to myself, man, what am I going to do? All I did, like, from my point of view, I got up and I just walked on the treadmill. Yeah. How do I bring that to like 10 minutes? How do I do that? So I'm like, all right, well, I better give the people what they came to see. So I got up there and I said, ladies and gentlemen of Christ, thank you for coming to listen to my story. With the power of God, I've recently been able to use a treadmill. Can I get an amen? Amen. Every time I'm on that treadmill, I feel the glory of God running through my veins. Can I get an amen? Went on like that for 10 minutes. Stay fucking eat shit up. Any questions? Did I have any follow-up questions? Man, that week in church, oh, the biggest thing said Jesus Christ himself. I got recognized at the mall. People I didn't know came up to me and, oh, we heard your story at church. It's so inspiring. We're praying for you. Oh man, I didn't believe any of it, of course. It was all bullshit. But that made me think, was that technically my first comedy set? I think it was. I think it was. Trippy eat that man. I'd still like get some of them come up to me and see weird things. So weird. They're all bunch of bad at the old ladies. But I went to the community garden one time, right? And I go to the community garden in my neighborhood. And it just happened to be behind the church. But, so I'm going there, minding my own business, tending in my garden. And I'm going to turn the water on. And the guy stops me. And he said, "Excuse me, sir. Can I pray for you right now?" So, dude, I'm just trying to water my plant. Besides, you're too late. The truck already hit me. He had no idea what to say. It was hilarious. I love doing that. I also like to do that with old ladies. I have a lot of weird interactions with old ladies. I had one out there when I went to go take a piss. My missus had to stop my scene. She looked at me and says, "Oh, you're some handsome looking." "I'm not coming on you, but you're some handsome looking." Oh, I'm like, "Okay, thank you." Kind lady. And I asked her, she went on the box. And I'm like, "How's the luck going? You getting any money?" She's like, "Yeah, I just won $100. And I'm gonna put it all in again." What a sad place. Last time it was $300. I know, right? I know. The webs, man, they grab you by the balls and they don't let you go. Or in this case, the clip. I don't know. I don't see me. I'm a man, old lady by her balls. I don't know. Who knows? We got anyone here from Mount Pearl? I know, right? Mount Pearl. I grew up in Mount Pearl, unfortunately. Yeah, it wasn't my choice. No way. I got out of there as soon as I could. But I did like Mount Pearl. I was always a kid to like get up to no good. You know, I would always push the envelope. I would, one year I made a go-kart with my friends. There were 2 skateboards nailed together with a seat on it. And a skipping rope. I was on the other end of that skipping rope. And I pulled him around and on, man. But like, everyone knew everyone. And that means everyone knew who the cripple kid belonged to. And that made things very difficult for me and my friends. Because we do things like that. And then my mom and dad would be yelling at me from the, trying to make my way up the street. Because someone called and ratted out the cripple. Who rats out the cripple, guys? Come on, man. I could be dying for all you know. Let me have a little bit of fun. Don't worry, I'm not dying. At least not yet. We're all gonna go sometime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Amen.
Amen, thank you. Alright. Oh, but this is sort of a weird place. Like, we got a bar over here, but then we got like a library over here. And someone distracted me with the piano. But who comes to Peter to read a book? I don't really think that goes well together. Where's the board games over there? Well, I'm after meeting some really weird characters here. I mentioned one guy that will ever be known as Canoe Guy. Right? Like when that stage once came up, I did my thing. You know, I feel like I did good, right? And I went back into the room to enjoy the rest of the show. And I actually I'd seen this guy from the other side of the room staring at me. thought nothing of it, you know, I'm a cripple, so I'm used to people staring at me. But I made a mistake by making eye contact with him. Don't make eye contact with strangers at the Peter. It's not a good idea. So he comes over to me. But instead of, like, you know, getting up from a chair or walking over like a normal person, beside me, of course, he hopped from one chair to another chair, to another chair, to one more chair, and then he stands up and starts talking to me. And I'm like, all right, well, we're off to a good start. Let's see where the this goes. So I'm expecting him to say something like, hey man, you did great. You're really funny. But you know, I'm a comedian and then the kind of attention that I crave, right? Tell me I'm funny and I'll be your friend forever. But no, that's not what he said. He took one look at me and he said, hey man, do you ride canoes? I'm like, no. And he looked at me and said, you gotta let off my money. Maybe, I thought maybe you ride canoes. Like, what the is this? I'm trying to like fly away or something. I go, no man, I'm just crippled. But I'm like, alright, my buddy. Well, I have a cabin that's 4 hours away. We should go canoeing there. I looked at him so weirdly because a stranger asked me to go to a cabin 4 hours away. And he must have caught on. He said, okay, or we can go to Power Pond. And we can go canoeing there. I thought to myself, great. Do I want to die 4 hours away? Or do I want to die at Power Pond? So keep in mind where I am. I'm at the Petery. So I don't want to say no. But I don't want to get stabbed. But I don't want to say yes. Because I don't want to die in the bottom of the lake. So I said, you know, buddy, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. He said, all right, my dear, well, I'm here every week. If you ever want to go canoeing, you just let me know. I'm like, all right, man, whatever you say. So I come back next week. She's not there. Come back the week after that. He's not there. Come back one more week. I think this guy's a liar. Right? But I can't help but think to myself sometimes when I'm lying late at night in bed, did canoe guy ever find his canoe friend? And if so, is that canoe friend 6 feet under? Because I feel like that would have been me if I said yes. All right, that's been my time. Thank you very much.
And what a lovely time that was. Ladies and gentlemen, check out Stand Up NL Comedy for all your comedy news, ran by yours truly. Anyways, guys, let's go home and smoke. Just smoke whatever you got.